The warden lay on the floor, his face bleeding and ashamed. The room fell silent, and only his moans could be heard. He bent down, looked the warden straight in the eye, and said in an ice-cold voice, "I asked you to hand over the chip, not to spare your life." As the warden fell, the room fell silent. The secretary standing next to him, who had been standing silently until now, flinched at the sight. Her eyes widened in shock, and she covered her mouth with her hand in panic. A single question echoed in her mind. Is it my turn now? Will he kill me too? She tried to back away, but her body seemed to be stuck to the floor. Just then, our hero turned to her. His gaze was sharp, but there was no cruelty in it. Rather, there was something determined. He said in a deep, calm voice, "No, I won't kill you." There was a moment's pause, and then he added, "I've found a new job for you. From now on, you're the new warden." Without saying a word, our hero pulled a small chip out of his pocket. It was shining, like a symbol of a new beginning. He held the chip out to the secretary and said with a slight smile, "Hello, new warden." The girl was stunned. "He didn't kill me, instead he made me the warden of this place." Her face was surprised, then slowly a smile began to appear. Confidence that came out of a fear was now slowly taking shape. Just then our hero looked at her again. His voice was serious, but full of confidence. According to Fort Law No. Fear, in an emergency, the warden can promote a deputy constable or even an administrative employee directly to the position of constable and then warden. He took a step forward and said, "So it doesn't matter what you were before. What matters is what you will be now." The girl silently held the chip. There was no fear in her eyes now, but a sparkle of new responsibility. The secretary was still standing there, holding the chip in her hand, when our hero took out an egg with a black and shiny shell from his pocket. That egg was not of any ordinary creature. A faint energy was waving around it, as if some consciousness was locked inside it. He extended the egg towards her and looking deeply into her eyes said, "Of course, you have to swallow this egg. Only then will you be able to truly become mine." The girl froze. Her hands moved towards the egg, but hundreds of questions were running through her mind. What is this? Why do I have to swallow it? But she took the egg in her hand, turned it over. But she could not understand anything. Her breathing was becoming faster, and then she swallowed the egg. The atmosphere seemed to freeze for a moment. As soon as it went down her throat, a faint blue light came out of the egg, which entered her body. Our hero nodded and said in a calm voice, "Okay. As long as you obey me, I will allow you to do as you please." As the girl swallows the egg, her eyes glow for a moment, a flash of mysterious purple light. Her body seems to be filled with an invisible energy. She falls to her knees, trembling, and says in a mysterious, quiet voice, "Master, what is the first thing you want me to do? I am willing to do anything for you." Her voice is no longer the same as it was before. There was a submission in it now, a clear wave of dependence and obedience. She was no longer just an employee, she was someone's, a slave to his orders. Our hero looks at her, no expression on his face, but a look of satisfaction in his eyes. "See, you turned out to be smart. You want to prove your worth. I will definitely give you a chance." He comes closer and leans forward slowly and says, "The metal-like beast that attacked the fort 3 days ago could not be completely killed. The army is still looking for a special containment facility." He looks straight into her eyes and orders, "Apply to the beast pit of Blackwater prison, and make sure that creature doesn't come out again." The new warden was now completely serious. There was a new light in her eyes. She was no longer just an employee, but a loyal servant of her master's orders. "Normally, Blackwater prison cannot afford to house an SS-rank metal beast," she said confidently. "But I understand your intentions, so I will immediately apply for high security level approval and use every means possible to secure our first-rank monster." Our hero smiles, but his smile is laced with warning. Okay, he says, "now arrange for me to get out of this prison, and remember, as soon as an S-rank monster enters Blackwater prison, I must be notified immediately. Not a moment must be delayed." "Yes, master." The warden's voice was both surrendering and enthusiastic. Your orders are paramount. The new warden's face hardened for a moment. Her gaze remained fixed on the hero's face, and the worry in her voice was clear. Master, even if you escape Blackwater prison safely, she said in a low but clear voice, the Wang family will not sit idly by sending troops, even the most ruthless ninth-grade warriors, to find you. She paused for a moment, then said, I think, for now, the prison may be the safest place. The hero slowly turned back to look at her. Her smile was slow, but full of confidence, like a lion's smile when it returns to its jungle. Hiding is useless, she said. If I have to fight anyway, it's better to attack before hiding. The scene changes. The Thunder Ability Training Hall, where the atmosphere was always alive with the voices of students. It was the same today, but as our hero crossed the gate, an awkward silence followed him. Many students glanced at him. Some recognized him, others pointed at him and whispered, Look, he's the same guy who just got out of Blackwater prison, one student whispered. And he came straight here, like a hero, another sneered. Doesn't he know that his sister is getting married today to a ghost? A third taunted, his voice laced with venom. He doesn't have the courage to go home, and he's hiding here in Thunder Hall. Another student said. The guy standing next to him seemed a little more knowledgeable. He took a deep breath and said, I think he has come to ask the principal for help. But the principal, why would he anger a nobleman for a common cadet? Everyone else laughed at his words. But the hero kept moving forward silently. There was no hesitation in his walk, no nervousness. His eyes were straight, there was a strange coolness on his face. The students were still whispering amongst themselves, but the tone of their conversation had changed. Do you think he's here to look for Senior Ning? One asked softly. Another replied with a slight laugh, Senior Ning, the one who always treated him gently. Yes, maybe. Then a third student said seriously, but Senior Ning is no longer here. He left the fortress and is now in the lower abyss. Anyway, a student said bitterly, it's not easy to take on the Wang family. Senior Ning may be generous, but he's not powerful, nor does he have the status to help him. Why would anyone stand up for him? Another voice said, deeply ruthless. Everyone knows that anyone who messes with the Wang family will fall into the abyss themselves. Meanwhile, our hero enters Senior Ning's office with a pounding heart and rapid steps. Senior Ning, who was always the epitome of restraint and seriousness, is startled by his sudden presence. A wave of surprise passes across his face for a moment. Oh, you here? There was doubt and worry in his voice. Hero was about to say something when Ning got up from his chair and said in a serious tone, all the guests for the ghost wedding and their routes have been collected. But he stopped. His eyes fell on a screen where 3 dots were blurring. But the 3 electronic bugs monitoring the network are about to come to an end. To which our hero replies with a calm smile, nothing to worry about. I'll get you more. There's a confidence in his voice that puts Ning at ease. But that relief doesn't last long. Suddenly the lights in the room flicker a little, and at the same moment, hundreds of insects come fluttering out of the corners of the walls, under the table, from the air vents. Their buzzing pierces the eerie silence in the room. Ning pulls back, a look of genuine surprise and slight panic on his face. Where did so many of these insects come from? His voice trembles. Hero is still quiet, his eyes fixed on the insects that are spreading out across the room, as if an invisible mission has begun. He says in a low but firm voice, these insects are everywhere in the animal eggs in Blackwater prison. I just ordered a bunch again. He further looks Senior Ning in the eyes. Their job is to monitor the prison and control the Wang family's network of contacts. A sincere smile now appears on his face. 3 insects are enough, but now we have hundreds. Our hero suddenly turned to the other side. He said in a low but decisive voice, I have received the synchronized data. The Wang family and everyone involved in the ghost wedding. We have them now. He leans forward. Keep in touch with me. Senior Ning, who had been observing everything with composure until now, suddenly spoke deeply. Big brother, take care of yourself. Those people may be dangerous. Senior Ning pointed to the screen and said softly, Wang Jian, the eldest son of the Wang family. He has 4 loyal companions. They are already there to welcome the ghosts. He paused for a moment, then said seriously, "The ghosts are coming for a